How can you ensure a smooth LTSS Medicaid process from application to approval? Now, listen, my name is Kayan Church. A lot of people like to call me Mr. KC, and I'm your in-home healthcare guide. And if that's the only question you got today, I'm gonna make it real easy for you. Stay tuned in. Right after the intro, I'm gonna break it down to you. All right, here we go. Yo, I want to get like that little horn thing, and the claps. You know how like we do it on the other platform because people be shouting me out. We ain't even here yet. I haven't even gotten a chance to answer the question, and they already on my top. How y'all doing today? So look, it was kind of like a trick question. You know what I mean? Because if you know, like I know, and you playing with Medicaid, it ain't no smooth process from application to approval unless you rocking with a guy like me. You know what I mean? KC from Reliable Aid Inc. You know what we do is we take you from the parking lot to the VIP room, and I'm gonna give you the steps today on how it's done. Now, I already gave the big hit away. It's kind of like an oxymoron because it ain't gonna happen unless you with me. You know what I mean? Now, not to toot my own horn, but like it might take you 90 days to get from Medicaid into the LTSS program. Now if you come with me, I can get you there in 30 days, and I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna break it down to you. Let me get my notes out. How y'all doing today? If you here with me in the live, hashtag live. If you here with me in the rebroadcast, hashtag rebroadcast. You know what I mean? We like to know, where you watching this thing from. You know what I mean? Talk to me. Let me know something. You know what I mean? Also, heart this thing. Like it. Do what you got to do because we trying to blow it up a little bit, and I need y'all. All right. So look, it's really like 3 steps to get this thing popping. You want to get from the parking lot to the VIP. You want to get into the space where it's only one space. Excuse me. You want to get into the space where you can get a paid caregiver. That's the space you want to be in. So, what do you got to do in order to do that? What you could do is you could call me. We on Facebook Live. I'm gonna text y'all back, but we on Facebook Live. Make sure you tune in to Facebook. You know what I mean? And don't be no stranger. Let me know where y'all watching this from. So, first step. I'm watching Pop. He just came home from the rehab, and my daughter A is giving him some physical therapy. We walking him around right now because we doing big things. All right. So look, you want to get into the program. This is what you got to do. It's 3 things you need. You're gonna need number 1, a doctor recommendation. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is I maybe started that wrong. You're gonna have to put the application in. You know what I'm saying? So once you put the application, these are the 3 things that you're gonna need to get in. Now, these 3 things will determine whether your application gets approved or disapproved. And it's really no disapproval if you qualify, because I'm gonna get you all the way in. You know what I'm saying? So how's it go down? You put the application in. Now, I ain't gonna tell y'all all my secrets, but I don't know what that was about. Something came across the screen real fast. I ain't gonna tell you all my secrets, but I got a cousin that work in the back. You know what I'm saying? So when I shoot these applications in, I shoot them straight to the VIP line. You know what I mean? And I get them to pull that thing. Pull it, because we need some people that need some services. So it's just all about relationships. And if you're rocking with me, I got a good relationship with them people. So we're gonna get you right in. So what they're going to do is they're going to divide the work up. They're going to give the first piece to a nurse. You know what I'm saying? The nurse is going to contact the doctor. They're going to give the second piece to the financial worker, and the financial worker is going to determine your eligibility due or based on your income. Now, we're going to go through this first little piece real fast. You know what I'm saying? The nurse is going to get the medical. She's going to determine your medical eligibility. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to give it to a nurse in the system. She's going to call your doctor. They're going to say, hey, doc, do you think that church will benefit from the program? And if so, can you get your signature on this document? So you got a number 1, pro tip. Number 1, go see a doctor. You know what I mean? At least once a year. You want the people to know you. So when they get the phone call, it ain't no guess. Yo, do church need this thing or not? Because I know he needed it. He told me he needed it. He was here. You know what I'm saying? Not only do you want to go see a doctor so your doctor know your name, the most valuable thing you want to do is pay the doctor for his services. You know what I mean? You probably got a Medicaid copay that's little to nothing, man. Make sure you pay them. And why? Because that's important. If you want people to do things for you, man, you're going to have to, treat people like you want to be treated. So, if your copay $5, man, if it's $50, which I doubt, you know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't be here trying to get this into this program. But, you know what I mean? $5, $10, $15, make sure the doc is paid up. Because when the people call there, first of all, before they even call there, you're going to tell them. You're going to say, look, doc, the people going to call you. I'm trying to get into the program. This is what I need you to say. You know what I'm saying? Tell them I'm eligible. And the doctor ain't going to lie. But at the same time, hey, I don't know, you're not one of my best patients. And then when you do come, you don't pay your copay. So, why would I say you need anything? I'm a just, I ain't taking phone calls. No way. You know what I mean? That's how the doctor thinking. So what you got to do is, you got to, what's in it? Okay, I like that. I like that. See, man, we rocking with this StreamYard, man, and they got like all kind of new good stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So look, you want the doctor to know you, or whoever answer the phone, you want them to know you when you call. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need this doctor recommendation to get into the program. All right. So, and I took a couple notes. I know y'all like, man, what you looking at over there? All right. Make sure all your co-pays is paid. Make sure your annual visit is completed. Call doctor. Okay, yada, yada, yada. So I gave you all that. Now, look, this stuff works. So don't be telling other people the info that I gave you. Like this the real deal, Holyfield. You feel me? So, trying to keep some of the secrets. But at the same time, I'm going to give you everything because you really need a dude like me to help you get on through there. And like I said, everybody know this stuff. But what they don't know is how to get you in and out, you know what I'm saying, real fast. All right, so your second part of getting in is a financial determination. Now, once you turn that application in, they're going to kick your stuff to their little financial officer, and he's going to say, how much do church make? You know what I mean? And they're going to say, man, church, you only make blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Excuse me. We're going to push him through. That's how easy that is. Now, what I tell people so you don't have no headaches or no snags is, usually they say that, but sometimes they don't. So what you want to do, you want to go home. As soon as you print this application out, sometimes I tell people, hey, man, send it with the application. You know what I'm saying? Print out a copy of your bank account. Print out the last 3 months. Now, a lot of people be like, oh, man, I don't want to give them my bank account and this and that, and yada, yada, yada. But listen, they already got your bank account. Yeah, they got your bank account, man. You're Medicaid. They already got it, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Share the information, man. Give them whatever it is they're looking for. Lydia, how you doing? She says she hearing the live. If you hearing the live, hashtag live. If you hearing the rebroadcast, hashtag rebroadcast. So look, give them all your financial information. They know everything. You know what I mean? Make sure they got it. Make sure, it ain't no question, because questions only going to hold you up. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you depends on how fast you move. Like if you want to move and get in 30 days, I got a 30-day plan and we're going to get you in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get little Johnny, little Susie, whoever it is to take care of you to get a paycheck. You know what I mean? We're going to do that thing real fast if that's how you want to do it, real fast. But you slow drag it and drag your feet. You know what I mean? I don't know how it's going to play out. Like and subscribe. If you find this conversation valuable, take a second to hit the like button. It helps us to reach more people who need to hear this, especially my YouTube crowd. My Facebook crowd is really funny. You know what I'm saying? They don't check in. They don't do nothing. They don't love me. YouTube, they love me all over the world. I'm like the #1 guide on this healthcare thing. So, they love me. So moving right along, like I said, when they assign you the financial worker, if they do have any questions, make sure you got the information on hand because, you only got a certain amount of time to make stuff happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes they call themselves sending you these letters. See, now if you're working with me, I'm gonna get all this info to them for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's because that's what I do. Well, if you're working with these other people, you trying it yourself. I don't know. Good luck. You know what I mean? But that's step 1. Step 2, All right, step 3, third and final step. What is it after you've turned in your application to the right person? And that's really a game all in itself, because if you ain't playing with the chess master like me, you know what I mean, it's game over. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen people be totally eligible, have their financial stuff ready, have the doctor stuff ready, but miss a letter twice, and then they like, hey man, you got to resubmit that application. It took you too long. What? Come on, man. But that's how they play people. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta roll with a dude like KC, because I'm gonna get you in. You know what I'm saying? All right. So third most important thing, you know what I mean, the really fun thing to me, you know what I'm saying? Because if you on here now and you watch me, you know I like to talk that ish. So third thing is called the interview. And what's gonna happen in the interview is they gonna come talk to you. You know what I mean? I don't know, they're gonna come talk to you. They might tell you come on in. They might give you a phone call. You know what I mean? You might have to call in, but guess what? It's called an interview. All right. So during this interview, they're gonna ask you, why do you feel that this LTSS program will benefit you? Now, sometimes I kick it straight from the hip. Look, man, I can't get nobody to, look after me because everybody else is working and they doing their own lives. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get a paid caregiver. You know what I mean? And that's straight up, especially if they know, what kind of condition you're in, and that you need a little extra help. Ain't nothing wrong with keeping it real. Listen, I need somebody to be dedicated. I need a person that's going to be reliable. I need somebody, I need my daughter who's upstairs right now to not leave the house and stay here and take care of me. So what's the only thing that they know and we know and that's going to make a person stop doing what they're doing? You know what I mean? It's going to have to be the moolah. So that's what I do, man. I help people put them paychecks in the pocket, man. That's why people rock with me. That's why it was a trick question in the very beginning. How can you get from A to Z? I don't know. In a record amount of time, I don't know. And that's just due to, if you ain't rocking with me, I don't know. I don't know how you gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I had a funny story, but I'm gonna let that one go because it might not be age appropriate. You know what I mean? But you got any questions, man? Call me 302-689-3240, 302-689-3240. Your number one in-home health care guide. All right. And what do? We help financially challenged family members to become paid caregivers through the Medicaid long-term health care program. And why would we do that, Casey? Man, I believe everybody deserve a paycheck, especially if you helping out. You know what I'm saying? The boat might only be this big, but I mean, when the joint started to take on water, you did get your bucket in and you bailed us out. You know what I mean? So you deserve a little, pay for your pocket. You know what I mean? Let's sweeten up the deal. Holler at me if you need me, man. I got to go. We had to make this one quick. If you got any questions, put it in the comments. You know what I mean? I'll get back to you. Get with me tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get on with you tomorrow. We're gonna do this thing a little more regular. And we're gonna answer a lot of questions, yeah, because people be coming at my neck like, yo, man, you ain't answered our question, blah, blah, blah. Nah, it ain't like that, homie. Sometimes things go around and the phone be jumping, man. People at the office told me I gotta keep the phone calls all the time now. They say, look, don't call me no more in the morning. Our official work hours is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everybody call at 8. They want them just to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. It's all good because I like the people. I like the people. I set the phone line up, man. Like I remember when it was just me. You know what I'm saying? Then we got our most wonderful chief of staff, the boss, the lady boss. For all you lady bosses in the building, we got Director Ivy, and then it was still me on the phone. So I ain't scared of that. They can't chump me with these phone calls, you know what I mean? But y'all be calling. I say that 302-689-3240, and they, that thing really do be jumping. So, hey, man, you know what time it is. Shout out to those dudes. I ain't gonna say y'all name because I'm trying to get y'all to do some business with me. But if people call me and they say, hey, we need to get a little elder law stuff in place so we can get some things moved around so you can get us into that program. I got a guy that do all that, man. I've been sending a lot of people to him, man. We building a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? I just like to help the people out, period. If that's what you need, if you can sign off right now on it, let's go. If you need a little help getting there to where your paperwork got to look a certain way, call me. Let's go. I got you. All right. I'm out of here, man. So don't let it hold you. Hit that button, 302-689-3240. You got a cousin that need this service. Put his name directly in the comment. I'm on him. You know what I mean? Let's get a little help popping. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.